CEU close code 4.
Hey, everybody. And for those of you who did not get that CEU close code at the very end, it's 43367, if my memory serves me right. We're getting set up here. Bill, if you would, pin our wonderful interpreters, Josh Brewer and Haley. Haley, I didn't get your last name. Let me scan that.
Haley's under Savannah, I believe. I got them, and it's a spotlight.
Got them? All right. Thanks, Bill. Haley,
sorry, guys.
Josh, are you starting first?
Yeah, I'll be first, and I think Haley is actually under her own name. I saw her name on the participants group or list. So,
and that's Haley Jackson, Bill.
Gotcha. Spotlight for everyone.
So I'll just get started out here and say thank you again for coming to day 2. We've had around the same crowd. You know, usually the second day you see a dip off, and we haven't seen that. So I guess we did something right on our first virtual conference. So again, I'm Jason Martin. Thank you for coming back. And I'm not going to waste much time because our session went a little long, although I am going to give a plug to our next session coming up after this one. It's from yours truly, all about podcasting. And it's a little bit lighter than some of the stuff that you've gotten before. I'm sure there's something in there for everybody. So anyway, I'm going to toss it up to Carrie Dean. Hey, Carrie, take it away.
Thank you, Jason. Appreciate it. Welcome, everybody, to our second day of the vendor presentations. I'm going to jump right into it because we are kind of pushed for time. I'm going to go ahead and quickly just run down the vendor list today. Just so everybody knows that may have missed it from yesterday. We have Doug Nixon from the Assistive Technology Department, Lisa Kretschmer from Florida Vision Technology, Kathy Lavelle from Regions Bank, Adam and David Palmer from Palmer Vision, Michelle Williams, she'll be doing Enhanced Vision. She's the rep from Vispero, Michael Papp from the Rehab Engineering and Assistive Technology Services, Wendy Darling from the ICANN Connect program, Vicky Preddy from Vanna Pharmaceuticals, and Mike Hayes from Emerald Coast. So without further ado, Doug Nixon, you're up first. The floor is all yours, Doug. Bill, is he unmuted?
Sorry, who was that?
Doug Nixon.
Raise your hand and I'll unmute you. I'm not seeing.
Yep, he is in the list.
I know, but it's not.
I'll get him here, Bill.
It's being weird, right? JAWS and Zoom doesn't always play nice.
I think I might be here. Hello,
There you go,
can y'all hear me?
Got you, Doug.
Oh, all right. Well, again, I would like to say welcome to the Technology Symposium 2021. And we appreciate everyone's attendance and interest in the services that are being provided and also in the vendors that are speaking. I think we've heard some fantastic information today from our presenters, and I'm looking forward to after lunch. Jason's been selling that pretty hard, so we'll see. Anyway, I would just want to remind people that here at EH Gentry, our field services and assistive technology program is thriving even in COVID circumstances. We are anticipating to be able to visit people in their homes like we've always enjoyed very soon. And so we've got that to look forward to. We do feel that things are improving, and hopefully we'll be able to make the decision very soon to re-enter people's homes freely. And so we do look forward to that. Also, I want to let you know that we are expanding our staff here at EH Gentry. We've added a microcomputer specialist in Mobile and another in Talladega. So we are ready, willing, and able to receive your request. If you are a vocational counselor or a person who works with visually impaired, you are welcome to refer people to us for AT services or assistive technology training. We have trainers in our regional center in Huntsville and Shoals. We have one in Birmingham and Tuscaloosa, and we have another in Montgomery and Dothan. Those people kind of split times in those centers. And so we do have training available in those areas. Oh, and Mobile too. We have trainer Mobile. I almost forgot Mobile. Anyway, we enjoy so much providing services to the people that are referred to us. We just can't seem to get enough of it. And so feel free to refer people as much as you like for evaluations, for technology recommendations, for assistance with learning devices or things like that. And so we look forward to receiving those. If there are any people who would be interested in a tour of our assistive technology lab here at EH Gentry, I want you to feel free to contact me directly through email. That's nixon.doug@aidb.org. And we'd be happy to entertain those folks to come and check out our AT lab. I would like to say that I believe our staff are very dedicated to these services, and we strive every day to improve and make things better in this department as far as our training program and also with our services in the field. We thank all of you, and we look forward to continuing to provide services throughout the coming year and years to come. And thanks for participating with the symposium this year. And that's all I got. Y'all have a great day, and thanks again for coming.
Thank you, Doug. Appreciate that very much, man. Our next speaker is Elisa Kretschmer from Florida Vision Technology. Hey, Lisa. How you guys doing this morning?
Excellent. Thank you.
Awesome.
Great to be here. Happy Friday to y'all. We're Florida Vision Technology, and I'm Lisa Kretschmer. I'm Annika. And while Florida Vision Technology may be new to a lot of you, I personally have been in the assistive technology field since 1993. I founded this company in the year 2000. And our partner in Alabama, as we mentioned yesterday, is Lori Scott from Scott Vision. We have known each other for over 20 years. So it's not necessarily a new partnership, except for this particular product, which we're super excited to represent for all of the Southeast United States. Lori and I were friendly competitors for years and years. And then the company that she represented had a manufacturer went out of business, and she came to work with us at Florida Vision Technology for a number of years before she moved to Alabama and started Vision 16 years ago. So Lori's going to be the person that you work with mostly. We're here to support her however we can, and for all as well. Just to reiterate, we're not newbies in this space, and make sure that you know, in addition to having the demonstration equipment there at AIDB and with Lori, we're also with the VA facility there in Alabama. One feature that we didn't get to touch on yesterday, and since it was mentioned that a lot of the same folks are on call today, unless you have questions about those features tomorrow afternoon, later today. Wow, I love hanging out with you guys. If you want to do this again tomorrow. I wanted to show probably one of the coolest features of the Envision glasses, and that's the Call an Ally feature. And I'm actually going to be able to give you a tour of our showroom here while we do this. So I'm going to step away. I'll go into bring up my menu here. We went through read yesterday. Call, that's what we're going to do. We have our identify, find, and then our find feature. But right now,
identify, call.
I'm going to go back to call.
Call an ally.
I'm going to call an ally, and I'm going to step away because I'm actually going to call Annika here. And you're going to be able to see, she's going to be able to see through the glasses what's in front of me as I walk around our office. And then
and it shows up. So her
Annika
call
Kretschmer.
will show up as an application
with
that
Annika Kretschmer.
a sighted guide downloads on their phone. Yeah. Perfect. So now Lisa is walking around our showroom here in Fort Lauderdale, and exactly what she's seeing through her glasses is being portrayed onto my app. So we could be thousands of miles away, we could be in a different country and different time zones. And if we're both connected to Wi-Fi or a hotspot, I can be seeing and assisting her as a sighted guide anywhere in the world, basically. Yep, so right now she asked me, what did I see? And I can describe we have a logo with our phone number on the wall. I see 2 different types of embossers, and she just switched on me, she moved. So now she's entering into our second showroom, basically, and she's looking at the wall. What do we have here? There's something on the wall. I see a welcome sign. It's not moving very fast.
Jose Cintron's business card on this rack.
So we're having I think it's because we're on the same.
Okay.
So anything she sees, so this could be helpful if she's in a grocery. If she's in a grocery store and is looking for a specific type of, let's say, a specific product, and there's no one around to help her grab the one that's gluten-free, dairy-free. Anything that, as the individual who's low vision is walking around, the little glass right here has a little camera, and that image is portrayed onto your ally's application on their phone or iPad. The glass.
All right, I'm back. All right, that was it. I wanted to share that feature, and then also let you know we'll be here this afternoon if you have additional questions about the vision glasses. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you all very much. We appreciate it. And we'll see you all this afternoon. Next up, we have Kathy Lovell from Regions Bank. Kathy, the floor is yours.
Excellent. Thank you, Carrie. Appreciate it. Welcome, everyone, to the symposium. I know it's been very informative. I will introduce myself as Regions Disability Service and Outreach Manager. I ensure that our products and services are accessible for people with disabilities, and really an advocate for public accommodations, wanting our customers with disabilities to be able to bank independently on their own terms in the manner in which they choose to bank. What I would like to do, and I cover the 15-state footprint, and I'm very eager to ensure that financial inclusion and access is top of mind at Regions. Several products that services that we offer for persons who are blind or have low vision. We provide Braille bank statements, enlarged statements, and statements via a CD. There's no additional charge for these types of format. We also provide sight checks. Those are checks with raised lines that have a carbon copy in the back of each check for record keeping, along with a enlarged check register to maintain account activity. We also provide a service animal guide dog policy. All are welcome in all of our facilities, and we assist with writing and reading documents if requested by a customer. We also, on our online banking platform, the bank statements that are in a PDF format are accessible via a screen reader, JAWS. And so that has been up and running for the last 3 or 4 years. For our deaf and hard of hearing customers, we have a TTY, TTD located in our contact center. It's not used often, but it is still monitored because we think that is still an important tool that the deaf population might need. We also accept relay phone calls and we provide American Sign Language interpreters upon request. We work very closely with our community partners, listening to their needs and concerns, and then taking their feedback back to corporate and either enhance what we're currently doing or provide a new service based on a request. Our culture at Regions is that, yes, we want to check the box of being ADA compliant, but we want to take it a step further and be ADA friendly. And the feedback that we get from our community partners is key in providing that those enhanced services. Providing accessible services is not only the right thing to do, but it also supports making life better, which is one of our core values at Regions. And we do take accessibility extremely important. We actually have a user experience group within digital banking that is constantly working to enhance accessibility, not only from the digital from the online banking space, but also from mobile banking as well too. So hope you have a wonderful afternoon with learning more about from the symposium. And I look forward to being back at 2 to answer any questions that anyone might have. Thank you, Carrie. I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Kathy. That was great. We really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. We'll see you at 2. Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You do the same. Thanks.
Next up, we have looks like David Palmer from Palmer Vision. I don't see it. Okay, yeah, there you go. All right, David.
Good morning. It's good to see you guys again. I'm David Palmer with Palmer Vision. My son Adam was not able to join us today. He's working a low vision seminar down in Florida today, which was previously scheduled. So you just get me today. We do appreciate you guys inviting us to the symposium. I think it's even in difficult times, it's nice that we're able to communicate with one another and just remind you about the things that we do as a vendor, but also relate to the fact that you know, we want to stay in communication with you guys as this thing goes forward, like Doug Nixon said earlier, as things begin to open back up again to assist you in the ways that you need. Palmer Vision handles low vision and products for the blind throughout the Southeast United States. We handle a full line of wearables. Wearables are certainly one of our expertise. We basically began in wearables, but we also do handle OCR devices. We handle handhelds, desktop, and portable desktop magnifiers, which are a growing part of our client base. We work especially closely with in Alabama with ADRS and AIDB, and we really appreciate the working relationship there. It gives us an opportunity to not only provide some of the products, especially in this case wearables, but it also lets us work with the ADRS groups as they come around to provide the needed training that they have. In the wearable sections that we're handling currently, just an update for those things that we do without reminding you that, of course, you can always use our website, palmervision.com, to see our full line of products. We handle the eSight 4, which is an updated version of the eSight that came out last year, which has been very popular. We also handle the Patriot View, which is a VR style device, the Iris Vision, and a newer product called Vision Buddy, which has been really effective working, especially with some of our older clients. And it provides a television mode that allows the client to actually see the television within the glasses. And that has been real beneficial to people who haven't been able to watch television for a long time. In terms of providing products, we think that it's important not only to provide the cutting edge products that are available, and technology continues to evolve in this area. We try to stay on top of that and want to make sure that the products that we're offering to your clients through you are the cutting edge and the most up to date, and certainly the best value for your clients as well. And so that's one of the things that we really try to seek to do in helping you and working with you. One of the things that we have done this past 6 months working with the Georgia Vocational Rehab Services has actually done a good bit of Zoom training for counselors, because There's been a combination, obviously, of not being able to be connected or come to a meeting area, but also there's been a number of new people who have joined the industry and have come into it and don't have the benefit of always being able to sit in these meetings where you can learn about the new technology and the new products. So we would be happy to do that for any of the counselors in all different areas. If they would just send us an email, we'll certainly set that up for them. As things open up, as Doug said, we'd also look forward to the opportunities where we are gathering together or groups are gathering together, and we'd be happy to come and train you there as well. I work in the state of Alabama, especially, and travel throughout. And so I would be happy to meet with any of you people that need, especially your new people, that need some additional training on things like wearables and handhelds, etc. We really do remind you guys that AIDB and the Gentry Center and their team, Doug's team, have a number of our devices and can, of course, show them to your clients. And also, we'll be able to assist them if that product is selected for them. So we'll work hand in hand with them for those things. And just want to remind you that those are available to you on a ready basis. And as this thing goes forward, if there are any ways that we can assist you, please don't hesitate to call us. We do have an excellent website. Again, it was palmervision.com. And if you have a question, don't hesitate to pick up the phone and call us on our 888 number listed on the website. We'll be glad to assist you in any way we can. We appreciate the opportunity today. And we also look forward to seeing some of you guys later this year in the state and going into next year in any way that any training areas that you feel like needs to be done in your particular part of the state. We'll be happy to try to accommodate you. Thank you very much, and we appreciate your time.
Thank you, David. I really appreciate it. We'll see it too.
Okay.
We're going to take a quick pause here to switch to our interpreters. Haley's going to be up next. Give Josh a break. So up next, we're going to have Michelle Williams. She's from Vispero. She's going to be representing Enhanced Vision today for Lori Scott. So Michelle, as soon as you're unpaused.
There we go. All right. So you guys can hear me okay?
You're coming through great.
All right, great. Well, I apologize if there's a little background noise. I'm actually right next to the Rockford Speedway. So they have their qualifiers going on today. So, so I got Talladega and Rockford. So this is awesome. But, you know, it's really timely to be talking about a foldable CCTV from Enhanced Vision. And I come from the Enhanced Vision side of the coin. I've been in the industry for about 18 years and was with Enhanced Vision. And then we joined the Vispero team. So a lot of our reps, I have to say, you know, I'm here because Lori has had some knee surgery. This is represented by Scott Vision in the state of Alabama, Enhanced Vision. So, you know, obviously she's been carrying larger CCTVs for years, and I want to thank her. But I also want to thank my other partner, Mr. Mike Hage with Emerald Coast, because he's been in earlier years lugging around the Freedom Scientific and Optelec CCTVs that are larger. So I just want to give him a thank you as well as one of our Vispero business partners. So with that said, I want to talk about this foldable CCTV called the Merlin Mini. And I'm not going to go through all the basic CCTV functions because we're all familiar being professional here and customers with what a CCTV does. But this one happens to fold up in a smaller form factor. So it takes up approximately 18 to 20 inches is the footprint or the square shape of it when it's on your desk. And it runs off of a battery for a total of 5 hours. And to inject a little bit of humor, because everybody's been talking about the head-worn stuff the last couple of days, which I totally appreciate. But I have friends that send me pictures all the time of pets, like funny videos and things of cats with head-worn devices on. So I wanted to put that in here. It could be anybody's head-worn device, but I have this cat on the screen for those who can't see this with a head-worn device on it. So I thought that was pretty humorous that us in the industry see these things and kind of send them to each other when we're at shows. But so you can run this for 5 hours on its battery. I'm going to turn it off really quickly here. I'm going to push the monitor downwards and show you the camera that is on a rotating arm towards the top. So the touch of this machine, as you put your hands up the sides, left and right, you are going to feel a textured rotating control or knob to the right, and that can turn your camera for distance viewing, as well as, and I think this is super important to put into products, self-viewing. So now you don't have to buy a magnification mirror of different strengths to, as a woman, put your makeup on, or as a man, shave, or really whatever you use it for the self-viewing portion. So we're putting multiple use factors into these types of devices. And I think that's really important these days, when a lot of times a person can only afford one device. And this folds down into what I call like a big binder size, almost like those thicker binders. And then it does come with a padded case, which looks like a black briefcase, if you will, that is made out of the parachute material with some webbed handles. And then last but not least, before I finish up, I do want to give a shout out to the VA, the Veterans Administration in general. Vispero just won a contract with the VA, and the Merlin Mini in its 15-inch size and 17-inch size are on that contract. And we had somebody email us yesterday for information on this. So I do want to say, go to your prosthetics department. They will have that contract. You can get the part numbers, the pricing, and so forth. Or I will put my information as well as Scott Vision's information into the chat section. So come back and see us at 2 p.m. for the Ask Your Vendors Anything hour. You can ask us anything, tell all your friends, and we will be here at 2 o'clock. See you then.
Thank you, Michelle. We really appreciate that. And we'll see you back at 2. Next up, we have Michael Papp from Rehabilitation Engineering and Assistive Technology Services. I see Michael. Michael, how's it going? You're not unmuted quite yet.
You'll have to mash the button.
There you go.
Okay. You got it?
We got you.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, greetings from the Rehab Engineering and Assistive Technology program here in the basement of the Homewood office. Since we're doing the Technology Symposium virtually this year, I figured it might be a good year to give you guys a tour and let you see a little bit about where the rehab engineering and AT people work and some of the stuff that we're actually up to. Every year I try to bring some hands-on things, and so I'm going to try and describe what we've got in here, just to kind of give you an idea of some of the things that we can do for children and adults with disabilities. And so we'll start here. Ashley McElroy is one of our rehab engineers, has been recently working on some adapted toys, and she's taking power toys, and this is a plush pink, I don't know what that is, a lamb maybe, but it's designed, it has a little remote control on it, comes with it that you can press a button and it makes music play and the little lamb starts walking. But this is hard for a child with a disability to operate. You have to be able to grip the controller and isolate a finger to press it. So when we modify toys, what we'll do is add in a switch jack, which is just a little metal plug that we can plug an ability switch into. And so this ability switch is on a cord. It's about 2 inches in diameter, and it's mounted on an arm that's adjustable that we can move around and adjust for someone to hit. So a child can hit and operate the toy with the back of their hand, or with their head, or with any other body part. So that's an example of some of the stuff we do for kids as part of our augmented communication clinics. I've talked about ergonomics, and so I did set out an ergonomic keyboard and mouse. There's a specialty mouse below this keyboard that looks kind of like a wrist rest. And the way it works is that there is a long bar just below the space bar that you can move back and forth with your hand, and you can roll it. So it's round like a little rolling pin almost. And by moving this bar back and forth and rolling it, you will move the mouse around the screen. So this is one of many, many, many different types of ergonomic mice, specialty mice that we will work with. And I happen to have a low vision, an old ZoomText keyboard here as an example to show you how the mouse is positioned. But we have different types of wave keyboards, split keyboards, one-handed keyboards, a wide variety of different types of things. Moving on, we do a lot of stuff with mounting. And so this here is a custom mount, happens to be for an Echo Dot, which I talked about yesterday. But for some people with severe disabilities, their voice is not loud enough. So we will position the dot as close to them as possible so that the dot will slide into this bracket. And then there's a adjustable gooseneck on that and a spring clamp on the end from Harbor Freight. And so we can actually clamp that to someone's wheelchair or to their bed or to a table so that they can talk on their Echo Dot. I've got an iPad mount here. Again, this is an adjustable mount that will clamp. It's got two arms that are about 12 inches long each. There's a knob, single knob that we can use to adjust both the position of those knobs or the arms and where they are positioned. So anyway, this is the sort of thing that we will, again, help with mounting iPads, augmented communication devices, other things that people need to be able to access. We do have our 3D printer here running. It happens to be printing a bracket, but we do print a lot of different types of things with the 3D printers throughout the state. I happen to be holding here an example of something that we did 3D print. It's a bright green bracket that will attach to someone's wheelchair. It's got a 1-inch diameter hole that can clamp onto the tubing. That's 3D printed. There's some lock line tubing gooseneck attached to it. This is off the shelf. And then there is a switch mount that's about 2.5 inches in diameter that's attached to the end of the lock line so that we can clamp something to someone's wheelchair. We can move and adjust this again, like it could be mounted to the cane on the back of someone's chair and they can hit a switch with their head. So that's pretty cool. Let's see what other, we've got some more toys adapted. So out of our workshops, the types of things that we build in our workshops. This is a packing tape station. It was designed for someone with a vision impairment and who had dexterity issues. And what we have is a table that has a packing tape gun that's mounted to the front edge of it. So it's mounted flush with the top of the table. A section's been cut out of the table. The top of the table is white, it's high contrast. And then there's a black plastic fence that goes into, there's a series of grooves that are cut. And the grooves are cut so that you can match your box. It's like half the width of your box. And then you can, what you do is you set the box against the fence on top, on the tabletop, and then you can pull it along, take your box perfectly. I'm in a bad position, not doing it perfectly, but it's a quick way to be able to tape something up. And so this is something we built completely in our workshop. It was a custom job accommodation, again, for someone with a vision impairment who had some dexterity issues. Here's another job accommodation we came up with. It looks like a book holder, but it's been adapted to become a one-handed rubber band jig. And so on either side of where you would have a paper sitting, there's two fingers that stick up. And so this was designed for someone who had a stroke, who need to be able to rubber band stacks of pages together, and they can use one hand because they were paralyzed in one side, hemiparesis, put the rubber band in. They can take their stack of paperwork that they needed for their job and drop it through the rubber band and then rubber band it all together onto one pile. So their paperwork stack is a lot thicker than this one. That's another example. That came out of our workshop. This is another project out of our workshop. This is an adapted paper shredder. So we took a standard office paper shredder, and we were working with someone who had cerebral palsy, was in a wheelchair, had very limited use of his limbs. And we adapted this paper shredder by adapting the controls with a very long lever over the buttons so that he can push the lever with the back of his hand to operate the paper shredder. And then we have a guide that's mounted to the back. And what he would do is he could take papers between his closed fists and guide it in. So that again is another cool project from our workshop. Something else we do is we reach out to the local engineering schools and colleges and universities and other engineering programs within the state, like the high schools. And we talk to them about how to design and adapt things for people with disabilities. We're trying to reach out and help people who are going to be future engineers, future designers, start to think about their design process and how to incorporate people's needs, specifically for people with disabilities. And so this project here happened to come from the University of Alabama at Birmingham. It was one of their design projects. And this was designed to be a one-handed mop wringing system based on some of the work we've done with Project Search. And so wringing out a mop with one hand can be very difficult for someone who's got dexterity issues. And the way this is designed is that you can take your mop, and it's a standard mop bucket, bright yellow mop bucket with a standard mop wringer, but it's been adapted with a hydraulic foot control. It just fell apart. Anyway, step on the pedal and it squeezes the mop out. So it's a student project. But Baron put that on our list to fix.
Yeah.
So that's an example. Just to give you a brief view, this is our workshop that we build a lot of our stuff in. We've got a wide array of different tools. We've got stuff for metalworking, like a chop saw, woodworking tools, bandsaw, table saw. We happen to have another student design project that some high school students were working on, set up down here. I think we're about done with this project, but it's a height adjuster for a desk system. We'll see if we can get it working. But that's basically what we have, what our resources are. We have small shops located throughout the state. Some have less stuff than we have, some have more stuff than we have. But that hopefully gives you an idea of some of the things that our rehab engineering staff are able to do and help out folks with disabilities, whether it's a vision impairment, visible disability, or something else. I will talk to you guys at 2 p.m. If anyone needs my contact information, I passed it out yesterday, but I'll be happy to answer any questions. Just contact me at michael.pap@rehab.alabama.gov.
Thank you, Michael. That's some good stuff right there, man. That's very interesting.
Thanks.
We'll see you at 2. Up next, we have Wendy Darling from the ICANN Connect program. Wendy, it's all yours.
Thank you. Good morning. For those of you who weren't here yesterday, want to talk to you a little bit about the ICANN Connect program, which is the better known as the, otherwise known as the National Deafblind Equipment Distribution Program. The program provides equipment for distance communication to people with combined vision and hearing loss. You have to have significant vision and hearing loss, or a condition that leads to significant vision and hearing loss. Suppose, you're deaf and you have macular degeneration, but you're not blind yet. And you may, who knows, it's all different. Then you would qualify. It's also income-based, so depending on the number of people in your household, you have to be within 400% of the federal poverty guidelines, which are on the application. If you would like an application, you can email me at darling.wendy@aidb.org. Or you can actually, we have another email address, it's icanconnect@aidb.org. That is a good way to get in touch with me to get an application for I Can Connect. If you have any consumers or you yourself or your family members, for people all over Alabama to apply, and as long as they have significant vision and hearing loss and meet the income guidelines, we can provide them with equipment, like I said, for distance communication. That would be some things to help you make a phone call. It could be a home amplified telephone. It could be a cell phone. It could be a braille display. It could be Zoom text or JAWS software. A lot of different things that we can provide that have to do with distance communication. So just if someone can't read their mail, that wouldn't qualify. But if that same piece of equipment that would help you read your mail also helps you communicate over the phone or on the computer, email, text messaging, or FaceTime, or Skype, or whatever else they've got out there, Zoom, then we could provide equipment, and it can be used for other things. I think that's pretty much it. It's a real simple program, but if you think you may meet the qualifications, or you think you have a consumer who may meet them, just give me a call or contact me through email, and we'll talk about it and see what we can do.
Thank you, Wendy. We appreciate it. We'll see you at 2 o'clock. Sybil, I think it's going to handle it at 2 o'clock, right?
Right.
Okay. We're going to pause real quick, switch back to Josh for the interpreter.
Gotcha, sorry.
There we go. All right, Vicky from Vanda Pharmaceuticals is up next. Vicky, I think you are good to go. Yeah, we can hear you fine. You are good to go.
Very good. Hi, everyone. Happy Friday. My name's Vicky. My last name's Preddy, and thanks for having me back again today. It's been a really nice convention, a lot of amazing products. I think you guys are doing a lot of great things, but I'm a registered nurse educator. I work with Vanda Pharmaceuticals, and Vanda is a biopharmaceutical company located in Washington, D.C., and my role with them is to provide education and raise awareness of non-24-hour sleep-wake disorder. So I'm just going to give you, again, a really brief intro to that. It's non-24 is the word non, N-O-N, and the number 24. It's a disorder that occurs in our circadian system when our body's internal clock and our sleep-wake rhythm get out of sync with a 24-hour day. If your body clock is not aligned with a 24-hour day, you can have problems falling asleep at night, staying asleep at night, and you can struggle to stay awake during the day. We need light perception in order to keep our body clock properly aligned with a 24-hour day. So living with total blindness can mean that the body clock cannot align with a 24-hour day because of the lack of light perception. So we do know also, though, that people with low vision and those who are fully sighted can have non-24. And this disorder can affect someone's ability to do their job. It can make it hard to concentrate, hard to focus. It can lead to irritability, frustration, strained relationships, and many other things. So if you're struggling with sleep and wake difficulties, you might want to reach out to me during the vendor connection or by phone, especially if you're totally blind. And if you know someone who's experiencing some of the symptoms that I mentioned, feel free to give them my phone number, and we can speak one-on-one over the phone. And as well, if you're interested in a more detailed presentation of non-24, it would be my pleasure to provide that. So if you have a class or a support group or a chapter meeting that you'd like to invite me to, I would be happy to be there. So again, thanks for listening and for the opportunity to participate in this symposium. And I'll put my phone number and my email address in the chat. And that's it. Enjoy the remainder of the conference, and thanks again.
Thank you, Vicki. We appreciate that very much.
You're welcome.
All right, last up, we have Mike Hayes from Emerald Coast Vision Aids. Mike, how are you doing today? I think you are still muted. There we go.
Very good. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. It's all
Very
yours.
good. All right. Thank you, Carrie. And thank you for the invitation to exhibit or at least present at this year's symposium. I've been presenting at the symposium for 16 consecutive years. The name of my company is Emerald Coast Vision Aids, and my name is Mike Hage. I have been in this industry for 30 years now and had a storefront since 1998. And so feel free to use me as a resource, use my website as a resource. I talked about my website yesterday and I went through that. And so I won't bore you with those details again today. The name of the website is emeraldcoastvisionaids.com, emeraldcoastvisionaids.com. And so on that website are all of the products, the manufacturers, over 250 products for the visually impaired, and descriptions and demonstrations of all of those products. And so, as I said, I won't bore you with that again today. Instead, I'm going to just take you through a very brief PowerPoint presentation. So I just called this the quickest and simplest PowerPoint that you'll ever see. And so I'll let you be the judge of that as I step through it. So if you wanted to start a business in adaptive technology, what would you do, man? It'd be really good if you could have a lot of products, okay? Because as we have learned in this industry, man, it's not a one size fits all. There are different eye conditions, different eye diseases, different acuities. And so one product does not solve everybody's needs. And so the more products that you have, the more opportunities you have to solve that individual's problem and to find the fit for them, not only a fit, the right fit for that individual. And so having a lot of products would be a really good start. So what would the products be? If you think about it and you're starting a business, man, wouldn't you want to have the best products? I mean, the best, of course, that's what you would want to have as the products that you sell and you service. So here's a list of the products that are, some of them that are available, but all of which Emerald Coast represents, okay? And for those of you who can't see that, Freedom Scientific, Optelec, HIMS, ABIC, Bound, AI Squared, Orcam, Index, Embossers, IRI, Dell, and HP Computers, Eschenbach, and I've just read about half of the list. Okay, so these are all names that you know, that are familiar to you. So this is, you'd want to align yourself with companies like this because these are the best products in the industry, not only here in Alabama, but nationwide and worldwide. These companies are known, okay? So what about the service that you would provide? Man, it'd be good if you could be Better Business Bureau accredited and have an A+ rating for 16 consecutive years. There are the signs or the display on my wall in the store with all the certificates of the A+ rating that we have achieved. It's not easily done, but that's the way you would want to do it if you were starting a business in AT. So it would be also cool if you had someone who had a distinguished military service. And that's what I have. I was in the Army for a number of years. And so I'm proud of that, proud to be a veteran of the United States. And there are some of my achievements while in the U.S. military. So what about the service again? Well, here's Dude again, and he's receiving the ADA Ambassadors Award for people with disabilities. So pretty cool to be distinguished in such a manner. You asked about the service. I can hear people out there asking, what are they're asking about, you know, what are you going to do? What kind of service are you going to have? Well, here's Dude receiving the Division of Blind Services Community Partner Award at their 75th anniversary. So he got the medal around my neck, and it's displayed proudly in my store. So what about the service? Award-winning, that's what you would want. And now if you combine all of those things that I said with respect to the best products, and you saw the logos of all the companies, and then what about the service, and you see the awards that have been won by Emerald Coast Vision Aids, then now you're ready to go into business in adaptive technology. So when you have that combination of products and services, you've really put something together. And so that's what we have done. It makes us stand out from the other companies in the industry, and I thought it was noteworthy to mention. So that's all that I have, Carrie. I'll send it back to you, but I appreciate it once again.
Oh man, it's a pleasure, man. Thank you, Mike. We really appreciate that a lot. And you'll be back at 2 as well. So I just want to remind everybody, if you have any questions at all, just hang on to them, write them down, and return at 2 p.m. Central Time. And you'll be able to ask the vendors any questions that you want. So just keep that in mind, and we'll see you guys back at 2 o'clock. Thank you, guys.
Check out our vendor exhibition at altechsymposium.net/vendors and click on the Zoom link to join them live.
Well, good afternoon, students. My name is Dana Barber, and I am the State Coordinator of Blind Services with the Alabama Department of Rehabilitation Services. And I am here today to recognize those of you who participated in the art contest this year for the 2021 Technology Symposium. The Technology Symposium is held every year, and it is sponsored by the Alabama School for the Blind Alumni Association, the Alabama Institute for Deaf and Blind, and the Alabama Department of Rehabilitation Services. So we so much appreciate your submission to the contest this year. And I would like to introduce the three of you to everyone, starting with Yvonne Jimenez. And Yvonne, tell us what the name of your project is. Thank you. And Diamond Jackson, what's the name of your project? And Charlie Seabolt, what was the name of yours? Joining hands. Great. Well, all three of these projects were so inspiring. And if you guys did not know it, you're getting prizes for your submissions. There is a first place prize that is worth $75, a second place prize that is worth $50, and a third place prize is worth $25. So for third place goes to Yvonne. Thank you so much for your submission, Yvonne. goes to Charlie. I mean, first place. And $75 goes to Charlie. So thank you all so much. And we hope to see y'all again soon.
Look at the team that made this conference possible at altechsymposium.net/team. Check out our vendor exhibition at altechsymposium.net/vendors and click on the Zoom link to join them live.
Welcome, guys. Let me pause all these videos going on. So how did everybody enjoy the conference? We're going to allow people to unmute themselves now because all right. Everybody should be able to unmute themselves now if needed, and I'll get the interpreter up in a second, and we will start our vendor session in a few minutes, in 5 minutes.
Just to fill in some of the time until we get our interpreters. Thank you guys for all the podcast love. Hey, interpreter. Ah.
Hey, I'm here.
Yeah, thank you guys for all the podcast love. That makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Well, we made it to the end of our first virtual conference. I think most of us on the team are still intact. Some might have less sanity than they did when we started, but I'm glad we're done. And I hope, I've been following the views on YouTube and just the amount of people that have attended and some of the comments, and from what I can see, it's been overwhelmingly positive. And I appreciate it. I really do, for everyone that showed up and participated in this event. We didn't know what we would get when we pitched the idea, but during COVID, it kind of made sense to do. And we're really happy that we could honestly take our Alabama conference that's been very special for us for about 15 years, I believe, maybe 14, but about 15 years, I believe, to a national level this time. So we're very thankful for that. We hope to have Google and Microsoft and hopefully Apple and Amazon come next year. That's a goal we have. Who knows if we'll get there, but we're trying to legitimize our conference for really the Southeastern area. And, for you guys that I've seen some of you from Michigan and Florida and Ohio and New Mexico, just, I'm glad to see that we've had a reach that we have had. Again, if you need to fill out CEUs or you need credit for CEUs, you can go to and I know you're probably sick and tired of hearing this web address. That really just some information behind that really worked as an accessible way to let people without vision know that, hey, we're still in the middle of a conference or we're still in between sessions. But I'm sure most of you have our website memorized by now. But if you haven't, on the off chance, To get CEUs, you can go to www.altechsymposium.net/CEUs. And there's a button on there. There's the form that's on the page that you can fill out on the page, but I highly suggest hitting that button and it'll take you to a full Microsoft Forms page, and you can enter in all the conference codes and open and close codes. If you have any questions or go, hey, I don't know if I got the right code, I know it was here, you can feel free to email me directly at jason.martin@rehab.alabama.gov. And if you've registered for the conference, you should already have my email. And if you are trying to get CEUs, please do take time and fill out the evaluation as well. That is required. And even if you're not getting CEUs, we really would love to hear your input and what we could do differently, what we could improve. And if you're sick and tired of hearing our website address. So that's all I got to say. Thank you. And I'm going to toss it up to Mr. Kerry Dean and let him get our vendors underway.
Thank you, Jason. Appreciate that, man. It's been a great symposium. For our very first time doing this, man, I think it was hit out of the park, man. Just a great team. It's a pleasure to work with everybody. It's just been fun, really. Let's go ahead and get started with our vendor presentations. Before we get going and we open it up to questions, so everybody get their questions ready if there's any. I'd like to just let you guys know the vendors that are actually here. We have Doug Nixon from the Assistive Technology Department, Lisa Kretschmer from Florida Vision Technology, Kathy Lovell from Regions Bank, Adam and David Palmer. I think I just see David Palmer from Palmer Visions here. Michelle Williams from Vespero. She's also been in Enhanced Vision. Michael Papp from the Rehabilitation Engineering and Assistive Technology Services. Sybil Garrett from the ICANN Connect program. Vicki Preddy from Vanda Pharmaceuticals, and Mike Hayes from Emerald Coast Vision Aids. So we're going to go ahead and open up for questions. If you do have a question, you can raise your hand. And Bill, correct me if I'm wrong, can everybody unmute themselves, or is it just the vendors?
Might help to unmute my mic. Yeah, everybody can unmute themselves. Now, we just ask as soon as you're done talking, please go back on mute.
Please mute it back. Yes, please. You can raise your hand if you'd like. There's a raise hand button you can go to on the Zoom. You can type it into the chat. If there's nobody else talking, feel free to unmute yourself and ask the question. We'll try not to talk over anybody. So that's been pretty good. So anybody have any questions? Thought I heard somebody.
Everybody is being quiet, it looks like.
Yeah, everybody get their questions answered yesterday.
Oh, we got Colin. Colin had a question.
Oh, Colin, go ahead.
This is more of a compliment. Great job. I really enjoyed it. And, I hope we do this again.
Well, thank you, Colin. Appreciate that. While we're waiting on any more questions, does any of the vendors have anything they want to share? Any equipment they want to go over? Feel free to chime in. Is everybody just ready to go home?
And I'll spotlight you vendors if you want to talk. Florida, looks like you want to talk?
Yes, sure. I'd love to talk.
All right.
One thing we forgot to mention earlier, we had some examples of some of our successful clients using the Envision glasses. And we have several people in the Randolph Shepherd BEP program using the glasses at their stands as they're filling vending machines, being able to read expiration dates or get assistance reading things like expiration dates while they're stocking the facilities and machines on the highway systems. We have an O&M instructor here in Florida who's using the Envision glasses. I know we have several veterans that are using them. The oldest one right now is 76 years old, successfully using the Envision glasses. And Annika, you have a couple of your clients you want to mention?
Yeah, I also have a Lighthouse independent living instructor who uses it in her classes daily, as well as multiple college students that are getting it set up for their first year of actual in-person classes in the fall, that they'll be using the Envision classes as well.
Right. So our youngest client is 13. Her folks bought her the Envision glasses for a Christmas present. And our oldest client is 76. So we have some retired folks, some young students, college students, and people who are working. One of the most recent is in a warehouse facility where we hope to make a lot of other employment placements because of all the capabilities of the Envision glasses. So I just thought that was important to mention, just give you some ideas about what types of clients are using the glasses out in the field. Thank you. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Hey, Lisa, I have a quick question. How much are the price on those glasses going to be?
So that's a great question. Thank you. The Envision glasses are $3,500. That includes the titanium band that Annika is holding up there. That includes so the titanium band is like a frame without lenses. It includes the Google Glass, of course, the case, the power cord, and the high-speed charging block. And then the only accessory item would be the Smith Optics frames for sunglasses or prescriptive lenses, and that is $359.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks.
All right, and it looks like Miss Michelle is next.
Yes, for anybody who wasn't with our group yesterday, I did want to mention that Vispero, which is an umbrella of different brands, of course, and we have Freedom Scientific under our umbrella, just recently won a contract with McDonald's restaurants, and soon you will see, meaning it's probably going to take about 4 months to roll out, but we will have JAWS in the kiosks, so the service kiosks that are going to be within each location. And that is all the information that I have. So I will, as I get more as how the kiosks work and closer to the actual dates that'll be in, I will forward that information to Carrie and the gang. And so I just wanted to mention that as we are all on our accessibility journeys, it's really neat to hear things from banking, other brands, other services. And I think this is just another part of that service for the lifestyle of those who are out there trying to work through either being partially sighted or blind and going to restaurants. So you'll see us continue to push into other avenues. So thank you very much, everybody, for having us and for being such JAWS supporters. And I do give a shout out to the partnership that we have with Vispero with Mike Hage. He is our vendor for the Freedom Scientific products in the state of Alabama for JAWS. So thank you.
All right, and it looks like Miss Penny Moss had a question. Go ahead.
Yes, I
Penny.
do. And I have two different questions directed at two different people. One is, yesterday I asked the question about Microsoft and Windows coming out with an update, and I did attend the Microsoft seminar this morning, but nothing was said about their upcoming update. So does anybody know anything about that or how that's going to work with accessibility, if there are going to be problems with it, or do y'all have any information on that?
They did mention this morning that there was going to be some improvements to narrator and also some improvements to the low vision functionality, adding some new things that they spotlighted this morning. Actually, it was mainly for low vision, but there are going to be some modifications to narrator.
Yeah, I guess I may miss that little piece, but I think it's supposed to come out June 22nd. Is that correct? I heard that, but do y'all know if it's...
They're really secretive. Like I know, like mine just did a update recently. But I'm also on the beta system as
Oh, I
well.
see. Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
like I get the standard versions a little bit earlier than everybody else. So it's just it depends on where you're at in their hierarchy. It could be June, it could be July.
Yeah.
You have lower functioning computers that might be August or September.
To add to that, Bill and Penny, I just did a quick Google search, and because this popped on my phone the other day, but the next version of Windows, actually the full version, so we're at Windows 10 right now, that would be Windows, who knows what they'll call it. It might be 11. So for sake of conversation, let's call it 11. But it's going to be unveiled on June 24th. So more than likely it'll come out, I would say, in October. That's just estimating. It's usually a long delay. And as always, and most of the folks on this chat can attest to, I would wait a bit before, just jumping on that upgrade bandwagon.
Yeah.
Because generally, there are kinks and bugs to work out, especially when it comes to accessibility features. But I know, like our friends at Vispero have said and really stand for, they are always on that cutting edge and looking at the best ways their products can work with it. So June 24th. And if you have any like real particular questions for them regarding that, call their disability answer desk.
Yeah, I have that. And the
I
other
thought
is,
we were just talking about the feature pack, the spring feature pack. Penny, sorry.
No, they have and the other question I had is for Kathy Lacey. How can you be contacted? What office, Regents, and do you do programs, like do you do presentations for groups?
Hey, Penny, this is Kathy. Yes, yes, and yes.
Okay.
I am in Birmingham, located in the corporate office. Of course, we have been working remotely because of COVID. So, but I am downtown Birmingham. I do make presentations. I do talk about our products and services that we offer and how you can be an advocate for people with disabilities. We have also created a financial education wellness module that is for people with disabilities. So it's called our Money Basics for Life. We talk about managing money, credit, and identity theft, and it's formatted in a way that it's more engaging and not just a lecture type of format. So if you know of any organization that could benefit from that, yes.
Well, I'm president of our local ACB chapter here, and I'd like for you to come do a presentation for us.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
I'll find you some way and see if we can't work that out.
Sure. What I'll do is I'll put my contact information in the chat box. Would that work? Or
yeah.
I can give it to you over, just however you want me to do it.
It'd be better it'd be better to get in an email or a text or something like that.
Okay.
Where I can call Carrie and get
I was gonna say, Penny, you can just call me. I have all her
Yeah,
information.
I'll call you, Carrie. I know where to find Carrie, and I'll find you. So
okay, excellent. Did I answer all your questions?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you.
Believe me, Penny has no problem finding me at all.
No, I do not.
Okay. Well, that's good. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Penny. And by the way, I put the phone number for the Microsoft Disability Answer Desk in the chat box as well, if anybody needs it. They're a great resource to use if you have any issues on your computer at all. But the only qualifications is you really have to have some kind of vision loss. You have to be using any kind of screen reader, any kind of magnifier. They will bend over backwards to help you. They've helped a lot of people. And the good news is, I think, if I'm not totally mistaken, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, I think they're 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So I think you can call any time. And that's hard to say about anybody. So
they are 24 hours, 7 days a week.
Yeah, thank you, Penny. I thought they were.
And so is Apple Accessibility. they're also.
I don't
24/7.
have their number. If anybody has that, please pop it into the chat as well. Anybody else have a question for the vendors, or does any vendor, this is your time to plug your company for free. So go right ahead if anybody has anything.
You got 2 raised hands, Gary. Let's take a look and see.
Let's see
who
who's
they
this.
are.
Gary, this is David Palmer.
David, go ahead.
First of all, I wanted to thank you guys for putting on this conference. I thought it was excellent, and it really allows us as vendors to, to talk about our products and services, of course, but also to interact with your clients and with your people who do the, work on the ground. Lisa was telling a story about the different ages of clients, and I had an interesting experience this week that I thought was really unique. If we work with people with low vision, we're meeting them very young to very old. I had a young lady contact me earlier this week about wanting to come and see some of our products, and we set up the appointment at our office. She visited with us, and when she came in the door, just real spry and very, just real hacking. So I just, for some reason, I asked her. I said, "Oh, how old are you?" And she said, "I'm 100 years old." And I, I did like you just did there, Gary. I got it. And then I really thought she was pulling my leg. She didn't look a day over 80. And so we went through the conversation and showing her different products and things. And she had macular degeneration. And so I said, "Now, really, how old are you?" And she said, "I'm 100 years old." In fact, she said, "I'm 100 years and 4 months old." And her daughter looked over to her shoulder and shook her head yes and said, "She is." And so as we went through the conversation, I finally just kind of asked her, I said, you see some of these things that are helping you, and I understand that, but, are you sure that you want to consider these? And she looked at me squarely and she said, "I got a lot more living to do yet, and I need some help, and this is going to help me." And it just really was amazing that someone her age was staying very active and just wanting to learn and do things and be a part of a community. And the fact that she was willing even to use assistive technology at 100 years old was a tremendous compliment. At the end of the conversation, she did mention to me that she was an Auburn fan, and of course I'm an Alabama fan, and so we yah-yahed about that for a few minutes. But I really think it's great when you get those opportunities to be around people that need help and that we're able to assist as vendors, but also who really have the desire to just keep going forward. That's a tremendous compliment. And I just thought I'd share that story with you because it kind of made my week. I really thought to myself, I feel sorry about myself every once in a while, and here's a 100-year-old lady that's saying, I need to keep learning and keep growing. So anyway, again, thanks for having us and letting us be a part of this, and we'll look forward to next year, whatever form it takes.
Thank you, David. That's a great story, man. That was a great story. I had a similar story with a lady that was 101. I asked her what her goals were, and she said she was just prepared for her future. And I thought that's great. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I also asked, what's your secret? She said, "I don't stress myself out over anything." So
good
stress
point.
is a killer. So, all right, Mike, you're up.
All right, sir. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you perfect, man. Go ahead.
Okay, good. So I just wanted to talk.
Real quick, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry?
Freaking swap interpreters.
Okay,
Very good.
just quick pause for interpreter swap.
Sure.
I think Josh is going to be coming on probably.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm on. Thank you.
Hold on, I'm working.
I'm good to go whenever y'all want to continue.
Okay. Takes a special interpreter to interpret when I speak, I guess.
I think he's trying to pin you.
I just wanted to talk some more about what Penny was talking about with respect to JAWS and Microsoft accessibility. I know for a fact that the folks, the
Hold on, Mike, sorry.
Mike, just give us one
Okay.
second. We had the wrong person pinned.
Sure.
People keep moving on this list and Jaws doesn't like it.
He had me pinned. Believe me, you don't want me interpreting.
Josh, can you raise your hand or turn your video on because it's not, and unmute yourself so it can just show you again? Sorry.
Yeah. How's that? Is it picking me up?
It's perfect.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Mike. That's perfect.
Okay.
Thank you, Bill.
So I was just expanding on what Penny had asked about JAWS and accessibility options. And I was just saying that I know for a fact that the engineers at Vispero have a very close relationship with the engineering team at Microsoft. And in so doing, they get first releases of new operating systems and upgrades, because when they do, when Freedom Scientific engineers get those upgrades, they have a lot to do. Everybody has noticed that the price of JAWS and Zoom Text has gone up. It went up at the beginning of the year, but there's a lot to do, and that some of that is just supporting Microsoft Edge, supporting Google Chrome, supporting Firefox. It seems like every time you turn on Office 2019, it's upgrading. And so JAWS has to keep up with those upgrades to make everything run smoothly. And so for that to happen, a lot has to go on behind the scenes. It goes on behind the scenes a lot with Vispero engineers and with Microsoft engineers teaming up to provide an excellent product for the users. Many people depend on JAWS. They depend on Zoom Text or Fusion to do their job every day. And so when that's not operational, that's a problem. And so I just wanted to address that. I also wanted to say thank you to Michelle Williams for the shout out. We both are under the Vispero umbrella. Michelle is under the Enhanced Vision and I do the Freedom Scientific and Optelec products, but we're both under the same umbrella. And so I just wanted to say thank you to her for pointing me out and pointing my company out. I appreciate that. And I appreciate all the good folks that put this on. This has been tremendous. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Mike. We appreciate that and appreciate you showing up. Anybody else have a question or any other vendor want to say anything before we wrap up? Don't see any hands up here.
You got Kathy.
Kathy?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes. Carrie, I just wanted to say thank you very much. This has been an awesome 2-day symposium. I appreciate the opportunity to participate. And I included our commitment to our website. It's regions.com/accessibility. It demonstrates our commitment to providing products and services to people with disabilities and our true commitment of wanting everyone to be able to bank independently and on their own terms. And I always love to end with a quote from Helen Keller, who is one of my rock stars. I think I admire her so much, but I think this demonstrates alone we can do so little, together we can do so much, and we're all working together for the common good of independence and accessibility. And thank you very much. I do appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. And we appreciate you showing up as well. And
thank you.
I just want to say thanks to all the vendors. Wow, y'all have been just amazing. It's been y'all. I know I've been communicating with y'all the past few months and been sending y'all a lot of emails back and forth. I appreciate y'all's patience and stuff with everything. And if there's nothing else, anybody else have any questions before we wrap up? Any vendors?
Carrie, I just
Okay,
wanted to give a quick shout out to our interpreter friends, Josh Brewer and Haley Jackson. Yes, I knew I would get it eventually. To my friends across the aisle for coming in and volunteering their time to help us out with this. Carrie, you have done an awesome job with the vendor session. I think, as we were planning all of this, we're like, what if nobody shows up? And on average, we've had about 50 some odd people at the vendor session. And I think for a virtual conference, I know I've been in rooms where it's like, go visit the vendors, you know, and nobody's there. So I'm really happy to see the result with this. All of our vendors, again, thank you from the ADRS family. We really do appreciate it. It adds just so much to our conference. I did say this in the chat. I don't know if some of you saw it. I was like, well, it being virtual, you did get the added benefit of not lugging around equipment. And I know you guys often want to show that stuff off, but hey, I saved your backs this year at least. I think, well, I saw one hand, but that's all I've got, Carrie. You can send us out. Thank you all.
This is Bill, just real quick, and just, you know, wanted to give you guys some preliminary, you know, one great thing about this being a online event, we have already gotten 23 pieces of, you know, official feedback, and it has all been overly positive.
Man, that's great. That's really good. I'm happy about that. Did anybody, I think Jay said there might have been a hand up. I don't see one right now. Maybe
I think it's gone, Carrie.
Okay. Well, if there's nothing else, thank you guys again for everything. And we look forward to seeing you guys next year. I don't know what format it's going to be yet. Be looking out for my emails here in a few months. As soon as I know something, I'll let you guys know, and y'all be the first to hear. Okay. So everybody have a great weekend. Okay. And we'll see y'all next time.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, you too.
Bye, guys.
Bye, thank you.